This is the Rodman Mini 01 and this is the Rodman Mini 01B, i.e. the updated version. Rodman sent me these lights. They're both made out of titanium, and I think that's cool because I don't have any other titanium lights at the moment. But we're going to do a full review on these guys. Thank you, Rodman, and let's see what they're made of. Let's start with the specs. So a few things that they changed. Noticeably, just on the outside, if you can see, that on this one, the USB port is in a very odd spot right here, kind of off to the side, and this one they actually put it center and pretty flush. So that's a little update, and obviously the B has some side lights on it, but pretty much the exact same button, the exact same style. On the back here, they have a little pry bar, they call it, or you could probably use it as a screwdriver in a pinch if you need to, if it would fit the right flathead slot. But that's pretty much the only different aesthetically, but let's get into the actual stats of it, because that's where things start to change. Believe it or not, this, the old version of the Mini 01, has a bigger battery than the new one, which didn't quite make sense to me, but I'm guessing that's with the incorporation of the side lights, they couldn't fit the same battery in. So the Mini 01 has a 300 milliamp hour and the B has a 180 milliamp hour battery. So a little bit smaller, which is somewhat disappointing, but I suppose they wanted those side lights. And then right up front, you'll see on their lenses, one of them has a frosted lens and one just has a clear lens. The updated version has a SST12 emitter in it, and the old one just has a custom LED emitter in it. I'm not sure exactly what it is. The old one claims 120 lumens and the new one claims 300 lumens. You'll see in the beam patterns that they are vastly different. This one is just kind of a big weird spot that has a slightly weird oblong shape to it, and this one has an actual center spot and then some rings going out, and it's a little more of a green tint, and this is more of that blue tint. So none of them hitting, the 6,000K to 5,000K range. Seems kind of odd green, and this is blue. They both have different mode sets. So with the old version, you have to double click and that will turn your light on. And that is my initial light right there. And then I can press and it will go through the modes. There is no mode memory. And then a double click is going to turn it off. If I press and hold, it's going to do nothing. If I turn it on, press and hold, it's going to get me to my UV light. And then I can switch between a UV light and a red light. Those are the only other two lights that it has, but I will say they are pretty bright, which is pretty good. And then a double click will turn it off. The new one, it is a press and hold to turn on, and then I have my light, and then I can scroll through my modes, like a low, medium, high, and flashing, and then press and hold and it will turn off. A double click is going to get me straight to my side lights, to my UV light first. Then I have a red light, again, pretty good, kind of an odd oblong shape again. A blue light, not entirely sure what you'd use that for, but there's a blue light. And there's a green light. Again, I have no use for it, but maybe someone else does. Let me know in the comments. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm on my journey to 5,000 subscribers. 5,000, I wish. 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 500, so hit that subscribe button and help me out. But moving on, press and hold, and that's going to turn that off. And this one does have mode memory. It's not going to go back to this unless you double tap it. So, but if you press and hold, it will get you back to whatever mode you had it set on last. So let's go into our testing and see what these guys are made of. Obviously they are made of titanium, but we'll see if titanium is a good alloy and a good metal to drop and submerge underwater. All right, we have the first iteration of Rodman's light here. I have it on the lowest mode, and let's scroll through the modes here. There we got your flashy, and there is the highest mode. So that is everything from the little keychain light. I can start to see these lights over here, and I'm going to be able to just maybe touch that 50-meter tree. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the 50 meter tree just a little bit. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but press and hold here, and there's the UV light. You can actually kind of see it a little bit. Kind of cool. And then the red light, which is pretty good actually. This gives a ton of light for the red light. So if you need a bunch of red light, this one would be good. So moving on to the new version of the Rodman titanium keychain light here. There, I have it on the lowest mode here. As you can see, I can light the sign up. You can start to see stuff in front of me a little bit. Definitely has a spot on it, and the color temperature is very different. So let's just scroll through. That's phaser, and then there is that high, and I can way better see that 50 meter tree. And I think if I come off it and come on it, it's just touching that 100 meter tree behind it as well. But definitely has some rings in it. It's got that center hot spot, which definitely lights up a good amount. Got some rings on the bottom here. Looks like Saturn a little bit, but not too bad if that doesn't bother you, and it doesn't really bother me. But it lights up a decent amount, I have to admit. So let's scroll through here. That went to low. That's, yeah, again, the high there. Yeah, much more focused spot on this one, but pretty good. All right, we're at the shed here, and we'll start off with the UV light. As you can see, this is a very powerful UV light on this one. And if you can see, there's nothing really that lights up super well in here. But let's scroll to the red light. Again, a very bright red light on this one. Lights up the entire shed red. So if you need a good red light, this one's pretty good. But let's change it back, and let's go to the main light. And there's everything from the main light. So it does light up this whole shed. If you notice, you can really, I'll have to show it later, but there's a weird, I don't know what's going on, but the whole beam pattern looks real oblong. There's like a separate top beam pattern. It's kind of hard to see in the, I think you can kind of see it in the video, but it's pretty weird. But I'll just have this scroll, scroll through its modes. There's the low, flashy, and back to high. So that is the original Rodman. Now let's go with the upgraded version here. Press and hold will get me to this, which I think is the high. Now this is the high mode. As you can see, a totally different color temperature from the last one. A much more intense hotspot on it. And it does have a decent amount of light. Not bad, but just kind of a green tint to it. There's the red light, which is actually quite a large red light, but I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of a very oval shape to it. And then I scroll to here, and this is blue, just full-on blue light. Not exactly sure what you would want blue light for. And there's green light. Again, not entirely sure, but and there's back to the UV light. All right, we're going to do the submersion test on the old and the new Rodmans. They are both on, and we're going to see if they last the 30 minutes. They are only IP66 rated, so this is definitely a toss-up. I will make sure that these USB covers are all the way seated, and we'll see if they survive. Here we go. Timer just went off. Good news is both of them are still on. I have to go get my grabber. Hold on. Got it. We'll see if there's any water intrusion, and we'll go right into drop testing. So the new version did get some water in the lens there. You can see it right there. Unfortunately, there is definitely condensation and full-on water inside there on both lenses. So I cannot tell on the original version because the lens is frosted. So it doesn't really make a difference, but I would assume that if water got in this one, it probably got into this one for a little bit. But we'll just go right into the drop testing and see if they break. But they both still work. we're going to do the drop testing for the Rodman flashlights. I'm going to drop them both at the same time, and we'll see if they survive. Waist height on their head first. The button on the newer one is now stuck. I'm going to drop it again from head height. Maybe it'll get unstuck. Oh, look at that. Okay, technically speaking, it's still working. This one still sort of works. This one works just fine, I believe. So the newer one had some issues, but it is still working. So we're gonna go throw them off the roof. The roof. See you, Rodman. All right, the Rodman boys here, the titanium little flashlights, they both survived. So there you go. You can see that one and the new one both survived. I'm going to turn those off real fast. Let's talk about them. So this one did, again, after I threw it off the roof, had that sticky button again on the new one, the B. Not sure why it's doing that exactly, but it is. And obviously this is titanium, so there's just a couple little scuffs on here, little indentations, but all in all, these are very much intact. Got a little bit of cool weight to them, so that was nice. But didn't break the internals even with that weight, so that's good to see. Pros on these little guys, I really like that they're titanium. I think that's super cool. Titanium's just cool. If you're a guy, you get it. If you're a girl, there's no way there's any females watching. If you're female, comment, and maybe we can get one. Tell me. I kind of doubt it. Anyways, looks good. Like I said, titanium is cool, and they look really good. I think their style-wise is great. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is they do come with pocket clips, and there are more of a keychain style light, so take that with however you want to take it. But they come with pocket clips, but I did try and put the pocket clip on my hat because it has a little reverse thing on it, and it snapped immediately. So maybe not the highest quality pocket clip. It was very, very thin metal. But just take that into consideration when you're buying it, I suppose, if you really wanted to have a pocket clip. Thing that I'm not super keen on. I'm going to go with the upgraded version because this is, I'll give it a grain of salt. Hey, they gave me both so they could show, the improvements with it. I do like the beam pattern better on the new one. I still think it could be a little bit wider, a little less spotty because it's just a keychain light. Like this isn't some thrower that I need. It's just going to go on my keys most likely, or if you really want to micro EDC it, you totally could, I guess. But what I'll say is I don't like the green hue very much. I'm just not that guy. There are some people that love the green for like throwers and stuff, but I prefer a 5,000 to 6,000 color temperature. Somewhere in there is kind of my preferred. And for a keychain light, I would really go with a 5,000 if you can do it, because that color temperature is really good CRI. You can just see things really well, and it feels really good to the eyes. So I highly recommend that, Rodman, if you're listening. Hopefully you are. Don't mean to beat up your light at all, but I want to give you good feedback, and I want to give my viewers good feedback. So hopefully that helps. It is not IP68, obviously. They don't claim that, so I can't say anything bad about that. It didn't make it through the water test without getting water inside of it, but it does still work, so there's that. And it did survive the drop testing, so I think that's great. For a keychain light, that's good. I've seen lots of keychain lights pass before, so I'm not too surprised, but I think that is good. I just think that beam could use a little bit of work. I do like the side lights on a keychain light. I think those are useful. The blue and green light, I don't have a use for. The red and UV light, possibly. So you guys tell me what you think about the other colors. I just personally don't have any use for them. Would you guys rather see like side light with like a warm color temperature on it. I know Tuning did that, I think on one of their lights that I tested. I liked that better than this the green and blue lights. So yeah, that's it for the two Rodman lights. And if you guys want to buy them, I will have a link in my description, and that will help the channel out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.